Okay, so JaKobe Walter is an absolute beast. Now, while he is an absolute beast on offense, especially in this game where he scored well over 20 points, guess what? He was a defensive lockdown player. He had 7 massive steals, which is amazing. Now, how he is able to play defense right here shows how much he cares about playing defense. So right now, obviously they should be calling out screen left, screen left, screen left. And when this happens, he gets closer to his man. He's got his right arm, because if the screen is coming from the left side, that means that most likely this guy's not going to be going to your right. This would be the defender's right. This is obviously the offensive player's left. So you get the right arm in there just so that you can at least, if he goes to use that screen, you can kind of dig your right arm in while he's using that screen, and you can potentially just poke that ball out of bounds. It kind of blows up their play. However, what we are looking at here is the inability for this player to be able to use that screen. The reason being is JaKobe Walter was able to get his left foot at least over top of that screen, which then nullifies that screen. This guy could have used a secondary screen. He could have went around, but because JaKobe Walter's feet are super wide and he's got his right arm in there, it's not going to be much of an effort to move his left arm in there and just blow up that screen once again. Because he put so much pressure on this man, he was able to then wrap that left arm around when this man eventually did decide to go and use that rescreen that did disappear on him, because he took way too much dribbling. You do not want to over dribble. That is a massive mistake. And because of that, JaKobe Walter was able to then go down onto the other end of the court, right, as we can see right here, and go for a massive dunk. Now, one thing about JaKobe Walter is he has a massive wingspan. So what you need to do, if you want to be able to become a very good defensive player, make sure to measure this. If you have a plus wingspan, which means that, let's say, for example, you're David, my nephew, who is 6'2", and he has a 6'8" wingspan. If you have a plus on your wingspan over your height, you are going to be a very good defender. So what we can see right here is this man drives on JaKobe Walter, but what is the mistake that he does? The biggest mistake that an offensive player will do is they keep the basketball at their waist. If you have a plus wingspan, which means that your wingspan is greater than your actual height, you need to be able to get your arm in there, because remember, hand is part of the ball. So that means, and that's for the NBA as well as for FIBA, if your hand is on the ball, it is part of the ball. It is not a foul if the defensive player hits your hand that is on the ball. This means that if that ball is at your waist, it will and should be stripped, and that is what JaKobe Walter did right there. So right here, the other team was on a fast break because they got a steal, but JaKobe Walter is able to cover that passing lane to the wing. Anytime somebody is being guarded really tightly along the corner, this is the corner, if you can be on the wing and you can cut off any pass that's going from the corner to the 45, you're going to be at least in good position as long as there's somebody covering the key. And if you can be in good position right here, long wingspan again, you're going to be able to get some deflections, some steals. This ended up going down to the other end for offense, which is fantastic. So here the Raptors are running some kind of a trap. It looks somewhat of a blitz coming off of this screen. So they're trying to set that screen. Guy denied the screen, and now they're trying to blitz him along the sideline. And if you are one of these 3 players right here, you got to essentially triangle zone up. Anytime that there is a double team, especially off of a screen, these guys got to triangle up. It's going to be a triangle and 2 defense until one of these guys recovers back and you're back into your man. Now, this is JaKobe Walter right here. What you need to be able to watch for is his ability to still cut off the lane to this guy if he wants to cut back door. He's deep enough. However, at the same time, he needs to be able to look for those cross-court passes, and if that happens, he needs to be able to read it and get it and go down to the other end of the court. That was a very interesting pass that somehow sort of kind of worked. He was then obviously into a turnover, but overall, if you get a steal and you want to try and be risky like this, don't do that. That's kind of a bad idea. Those behind the back weird overhead pass things that some younger players will do. You got the steal. Be happy. Don't force things. Just dribble out. Wait till the defense gets back if you want. But at least you got a second chance on the offensive side. You don't need to force anything, as we can see right here. If you want to become a better defensive player like JaKobe Walter, make sure to go check out the shooting guard blueprint, believe it or not, because that is going to be able to give you the training that you need to be able to become a better basketball player, specifically a shooting guard. But also, make sure to go check out the vertical jump training, because that is what will give you the speed to be able to become a better defender in basketball. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Hit that like button and subscribe.